Hey, this is Dr. Baluja. So today what we're going to do is we're talking about Ayudh therapy. And this is Ayudh. And we're also talking about on DubaiTelemedicine.com, we listed all the alternative therapies that we can know of. We listed patch therapy, which is creating a patch around your left arm, left wrist, both a prophylactic and in a treatment form. We talked about using different sorts of medications or Ayurvedic medicines such as ginger, turmeric tea. And we found that in our Bangladeshi group and in our group in India that taking this tea was actually helpful. And then we also mentioned about this Ayudh, and this is actually a survey directly about the Ayudh therapy, and we'll embed an actual link for the survey below in the actual text to see, is this actually something that is actually helping our patients? And I'll tell you, in my experience with this medication, I've had patients tell me that it works. Some patients tell me that it doesn't work. And I actually interviewed the creator of the actual medicine. And to objectively take a look at the actual creator of the medicine, I was told that there's actually a study that's out there that was actually out there on the medication. And one of the studies that's being done currently is COVID-19, and they're doing a dose, 10 ml 3 times orally daily before a meal, and the treatment till it's actually conducted. And they're actually talking about, they talked about a 1,500 patient study, but I haven't seen that actual study be actually produced. So I actually haven't seen that study. But I'll tell you what it's been in my experience. In my experience, I've had one patient that's been critically ill on it that did pass away, and that had COVID-19, and I couldn't find a real effect as far as concerning the criticality. Maybe it did extend the time of life, is what his family says, is that maybe it did extend the time of life, but we don't know. But when I looked at his actual lung involvement from COVID-19, there was no effect. But that said, we do have patients that are taking it. For example, I was pretty ill 3 days ago, and I decided to take a combination. I decided to take a combination of the DubaiTelemedicine.com kata that's listed. I took Ayudh therapy, I put on the patch, and I went out in the sun and I slept for a couple hours. I didn't feel so great after sleeping out in the sun for a couple hours. I still sort of felt feverish. And then I was like, okay, this is usually when I get a fever, I'm usually out for about 3 days. So what I did is I took the ginger turmeric tea, and the recipe for that is listed in the course. And in addition to this, I took this, the Advance. I got better with all 4 therapies, almost immediately. The next morning, I felt completely fine, but it started around 3 p.m. where I started to get sick. And usually for me, if I get sick, I'm going to get sick for about 3 to 4 days. I know it. So I don't really like getting involved in getting sick at all. So I'm very quick to try to treat it immediately. I'll go out and hang out in the sun. I'll try to warm up my body, and I'll try to cut it off right at the pass. But usually there's a breaking point, and I already knew that I was past the breaking point. And so what I did is I did take this. I took it, and I felt better. But I felt better with 3 different things. I felt better with the Dubai Telemedicine stuff, the kata. I felt better with, I took Advil. I took some allopathic therapy. I took 2 doses of Advil. And then also at the same time, I took, all 3 or 4 things at once. And I was not feeling well. And then all of a sudden, I broke out. But I did feel with this, I don't know if this was the actual cause of me getting better, but I did feel this. I felt better, and I felt more calm with taking the Ayudh therapy, and it wasn't a bad thing. That laid up against my experience with one patient that actually did not do very well on the actual Ayudh therapy, which kind of made me skeptical. So my thought process is I am independent. I don't get paid by this company whatsoever. There's no payment. This book is simply, this medication is simply endorsed as a study only in the thought process is a retrospective study that if you've taken the medication on your own will, what has been your experience? And we ask that you please give us that information so that we can independently study and give you some independent idea of what we feel about the medication. That's basically the thought. So that's what we're working on. And we'd like to see what the allopathic medicine has done. Now, did I have COVID-19? I don't know. I don't think I did because my symptoms went away within a day. And usually you don't have that. Usually, you know, I felt pretty sick at that time. From 3 p.m. on Sunday, I felt pretty sick till around 12 midnight. Did I have COVID-19? I don't know. But it says here on the bottle that it's used, this medicine is not only used just for COVID-19, it's used for bacterial and viral illness. Let's see where I can see this. It's meant for bacteria, protects from bacteria and viruses. I have no idea, you know, what's going on, but I do know this, is that I know my body, and I know when I get sick, and I know that 3 things helped. Rest, the Advil, the Ayudh, and the 4th thing, sorry, is the actual ginger and turmeric tea. Those 4 things really helped. So I felt that there was a help that was there. Okay, so that's that. In the community, I don't know. I don't know what's actually taking place. So I'm asking all the people that have taken the Ayudh therapy of their own accord, please give me some feedback on this medication so I can independently review it and go from there. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. I'm gonna stop my screen share here.